we have an economic policy uncertainty index in economics. And that jumped really higher in November of last year when the election took place. And then it was sort of stable for a while. And then it jumped up again in February. I anticipate it's going to jump again in March. And the February and March jump is because of all this back and forth, up and down on tariffs, which Chairman Powell talked about in his presentation. Uh, in finance, there's a literature on what's called option value. And when uncertainty goes up, what happens is people decide to wait. They want to maintain their options. I now realize that it applies to the Fed as well. Uncertainty has gone up and they want to maintain their options, so they wait. They didn't do anything, so they didn't change rates. Their problem is that if tariffs start causing inflation to rise, which is the expectation, he referred to expectations of inflation. If tariffs cause inflation to rise, then the response should be to raise interest rates. However, if tariffs also cause the economy to slow and unemployment to rise, that calls for interest rates to fall. So, I'm describing a situation which we called back during the 1970s stagflation, unemployment rising and inflation rising. Now, it's interesting that raising tariffs by themselves is not inflationary. It raises prices, yes, but the only way you can get inflation is you raise the tariff continually, higher, ever higher, ever higher. So it should have as the chair was reluctant to say, it should have a transitory effect on inflation. And one of the reporters picked up on that and said, "Isn't that what you said last time?" Uh, and his answer was, "Well, the situation is different," and it is different.